Hey y'all, it's Nomadic Shaman here. Thank you so much for visiting my page. So today's video is going to be another update, Gangstalking. What I've experienced, what I've observed, witnessed, same thing, and along with downloads, intuitive hits that I've received, and I did some automatic writing, okay? Now, just to clarify, the previous video, I had kept on mentioning states. To clarify, okay, the first four states that I had mentioned were states where there were people who were physically pretending as though they were me by way of identity fraud to gain benefits, and it's all part of a system to frame me at the end of the day, me be the fall guy, if the death spells don't work. And so those were the four original states. I'm going to go ahead and say them again, okay? And that is going to be Hawaii, Montana, Connecticut, and Utah. Those are the four states that Spirit gave me where there are individuals who were presenting themselves as me, working as me, living as me, trying to gain benefits in my name as me, okay? Now, I did go ahead and started going down the line to mention other states. These other states are, I just heard life insurance policies. Lord have mercy. Life, it could be life. Nope, not could be. Let me not stop. I just heard life insurance policies. In addition to gaining benefits where there's some type of account that is open in my name, could be a checking account. It could be a laundry list, okay? And that was my second list of states. That's Louisiana, that's Massachusetts, Ohio, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Utah, and Minnesota. These are states where accounts have been opened in my legal name and it was not me, okay? Now, part of identity fraud, or is identity fraud. Now, moving on, let's continue. So, I received a download that indictments, it's inevitable at this point. It's just a matter of when. Now, I had mentioned a while back, I believe I mentioned corrupted cops are on that list. Also, physicians and nurses, okay, who are involved in changing medical records. Not only me, but other individuals who have been affected in the same way, in the same light, altering medical records for life insurance, okay? Ooh, and that includes producing these medical records, creating medical records. AI is very significant, as well as Photoshop, y'all, okay? Now, one thing, or this I've noticed, purposely sending mail to make it look like I live here. It's damn near, I've lived here for a while now, okay? And I actually am going to move. I will be moving from this apartment complex, the end of this month. And I'm still getting names of individuals who have their address as my address, Houseway. So when I tapped into it, Spirit told me that they were fictitious names, okay, not necessarily tied to an actual human being, and it's for the sake of fraud, okay, gaining benefits attributed to fraud. Now, moving on. I wrote down automatic writing session, gamma ray space, telescope, okay, spying, so that's attributed to spying on people, monitoring, monitoring by way of Wi-Fi, that appears to be significant, at least in my case. So the use of Wi-Fi through various devices, these folks here in my apartment complex and outside of within the apartment, like, area, They either have a second phone or another SIM card that they're using to tap into Wi-Fi in order to access like a stream or a link to be able to see what's in my apartment and or hear what's going on and or seeing, what's going on, websites that I browse on the internet. One of those three things is definitely taking place, if not all. Okay. Now, I did say that the crazy bitch is thinking about making a run for it, okay, because she does feel that law enforcement is close on her heels. And so she is considering making a run for it and faking her death. She's in the business of doing it, so she would know the requirements in order to do that, in order for it to look legit. Now, and I mentioned it before, I said that I would use my services, you know, lend my services to the FBI should she choose to fake her death to confirm whether or not it is accurate and to provide location. Okay? Nationally and internationally. I can get you down to the city. Okay? Now, now moving on. Spirit told me that, previous years before I was hip to it, that they were poisoning my food. Y'all, a mess, a mess. And when I say poison my food, specifically whenever I would order like Uber Eats, or even in my fridge, actually, okay? Because I've mentioned they were coming in and out of my apartment, that is. Okay. The next thing, on February 9th, 8:42 a.m., I saw a parked fire truck right outside here. No noise, no nothing. It was parked. So I was just like, what's going on there? What's going on there? All I'm going to say is it was suspect, okay? I didn't really tap into it, but just something didn't feel right. And at this point, I've learned to always go with my gut because my gut never steers me wrong, okay? The next thing, on February 10th of 2026, Tuesday night, my Wi-Fi was hacked, okay, into my connection. And whenever that happens, something happens on my screen, which confirms to me that my Wi-Fi has been hacked. In addition, I get confirmation because I can see that my IP address is showing a different location than where I'm currently at. And that was different prior to when I was hacked. Okay. So these people are sloppy as fuck. Some of the cities and states that I was shown that I was at, but I was not, was West Palm Beach, Florida, the Villas, Florida, and Irvine, California. This was happening in the month of February. Okay. Now it seems like, or it's commonplace, they like to switch up cars. So one individual who will drive up and round about the cul-de-sac and leave will literally come back in the same hour in a different car to make it look like it's a different person. Nah, same person, different car. So it doesn't look suspect to anyone who may be watching them or watching me, or both. Okay? 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Direct energy weapons on high. How do I know this? Not only can I hear it, I feel it because my bed literally vibrates. The people downstairs literally do not sleep. I hear them all the time. Walking, laughing, moving, switching, plugging, dragging the direct energy weapons. These walls are pretty thin. The floors are even thinner. I hear everything. Okay? They did spell work, So mind you, there was a point where they have the direct energy weapons going on me between 2 and 6 a.m. Then in addition, people are doing spell work on me. Okay. I'm experiencing spell work being done on me. And then they went ahead and reported and banned my TikTok page. That made, at that point, the third TikTok page that was banned for some stupid ass reason. Okay? Stupid ass reason. And I know that they were doing all of that to evoke some type of reaction, more specifically an emotional one, so that the spell that they were doing would be that much more effective, especially if it relates to the emotional bodies. So your girl has gotten real good at regulation, okay? Regulation, especially when spell work is being thrown. I'm sensitive. I'm extremely sensitive. So I can feel it when they do it, right before they do it. Okay? So, anyways, that's important. The regulation piece. Okay? So, for those who may be going through constant attacks, spiritual attacks, and may be very sensitive where you feel that something is being done, one of the best ways that you can do, of course, nature is good, sunlight is good, right? Hugging a tree is good, dancing is good, some type of physical movement to transmute the energy, meditation is good. Okay, so these are just some of the things that you can do to help alchemize or transmute the energy to keep your body in balance. Okay, your nervous system balance. So, on February 11th, I believe that was a date. I think I had ordered I think I ordered pizza, and they poisoned the shit. Um, and I didn't realize that until I think later on that evening or maybe even early in the morning, because your girl, I had ended up getting cheese sticks, and your girl I ate my cheese sticks in the morning as breakfast, and I didn't eat anything else outside of water. And then I remember feeling the same symptoms I had felt the night before. And so I thought it was something that I had, like, maybe just didn't, you know, I had eaten it, just fucked up my stomach. But then when I ate that alone, I was able to pinpoint that it was that. It was a cheese steak. It was a cheese sticks. So then that's when I tapped in and I started pulling cards on it. And sure enough, it was confirmation that something was added and put into my order, which in attempt to affect my health. Okay. Poison. I felt like dizzy. I felt lightheaded. I felt off. Okay. And so I asked Spirit who did it. And they said they showed me a vision of somebody exchanging money to a man. And the man had put something in the cheese sticks. I saw the hand. The hand looked like a man's hand, a masculine hand. The money that was exchanged was coming from a woman. Okay, this is what Spirit showed me in my vision when I asked. So it was an employee at that place, okay, that they paid to add substance into my order. So that literally happened with that morning, and within the same morning, I was experiencing direct energy weapons, which was intentional. Hit him with the 1-2 combo. Okay, one, or hopefully both of them will take her out. Was probably their thinking. Okay, but neither happened. But God. Okay, but God. Now. Okay. I also had someone call me from one of the banks I do business with, called me from a completely different state that I do not live in. I do not have an address for. Okay. So when I pulled cards on that, the spirit said that there was a connection. When I say a connection, it was a connection to the individuals who are gang stalking me. Okay. Um, y'all, where are we at time? Let me put this in right here. Sorry, guys. Um, all right. Now, okay, God. Okay, let's go ahead and move on, right? Let me see if I have enough time to tell that story. Okay, hold on. Okay, okay. Um, Actually, yo, let me stop here and then I will resume on the next video. All right. See you on the next one. Peace out.